Hi, I am Renuka Zadhav, and today we are going to discuss about the instrumentation of spectrophotometer. Before move towards the instrumentation of spectrophotometer, we are going to discuss about the principle of spectrophotometer. The spectrophotometer is a much more refined version of a colorimeter. In colorimeter, filters are used which allow a broad range of wavelength to pass through, whereas in the spectrophotometer, a prism or a grating is used to split the incident beam into different wavelengths. By suitable mechanism, waves of specific wavelengths can be manipulated to fall on the rest solution. The range of the wavelengths of the incident light can be as low as 1 to 2 nanometer. The spectrophotometer is useful for measuring the absorption spectrum of a compound. The absorption of light by a solution at each wavelength. So this is the principle of spectrophotometer. Now we have moved towards the instrumentation of spectrophotometer. In spectrophotometer, the beam of light coming from the light source passing through the collimator and reach to the monochromator. Generally, monochromator is prism or grating. Monochromator converts the polychromatic light into a monochromatic light or a single wavelength light and passes through the exit slit towards the sample. The sample absorbs the particular wavelength range of radiation and the remaining radiation is transmitted. That radiation reaches to the detector. Detector detect that and pass that signal towards a digital display. Now we are going to discuss the detailed components of spectrophotometer. The first component is radiant energy sources. Material that can be excited to high energy state by a high voltage electric discharge or by electrical heating serve as excellent radiant energy sources. Now we are going to discuss the different types of radiant sources. The first is sources of ultraviolet radiations. The most commonly used sources of UV radiations are hydrogen lamp, deuterium lamp, and xenon lamp. It will look like this. Radiation produced by xenon lamp is not as stable as the hydrogen lamp. Therefore, mostly the hydrogen lamp or deuterium lamp is used as a source of ultraviolet radiation. The next is sources of visible radiation. Tungsten filament and carbon arc are generally used as a source of visible radiation. The tungsten filament lamp is most commonly used source for visible radiation. It is inexpensive and emits continuous radiation in the range between 350 and 2500 nanometer. The carbon arc provides more intense radiation, is used in a few commercially available instruments. The next is sources of IR radiations. The nurse glower is used as a source of IR radiation in a spectrophotometer. Now we move towards the next component of the spectrophotometer is wavelength selector. Wavelength selectors Wavelength selectors are of two types, filters and monochromator. The filters are gelatin fibers are made of layers of gelatin colored with organic dyes and sealed between glass plates. And the next wavelength selector is monochromator. A monochromator resolves polychromatic radiation into its individual wavelength and isolates this wavelength into a very narrow bands. The essential components of a monochromator are intranslate. The role of intranslate is admits polychromatic light from the source. Then this polychromatic light is focused on dispersion device or diffraction grating by using collimating mirror. The next component of monochromator is focusing mirror. The focusing mirror is used for focus the light on the sample coming out from the prism. The last component is exit slit. It will allow the monochromatic beam to escape. So these are the components of monochromator. So generally in spectrophotometer we are going to use monochromator as a wavelength selector. Next is the sample container. Quartz cuvette is used as a sample container in a spectrophotometer. It will look like this. The next component of a spectrophotometer is a detector. Generally this detector is depend on the photoelectric effect, and whatever the current is coming or produce, that current is proportional to the light intensity and therefore a measure of it. If the light intensity is more, then the current is more. Now we are going to discuss the important requirement for detector. The first requirement is high sensitivity to allow the detection of low level of radiant energy. The second requirement is short response time. The next requirement for the detector is long-term stability. And the last is an electric signal which easily amplified for a typical readout apparatus. If the detector having this requirement, then and then only we are going to use that detector for the spectrophotometer. So generally in spectrophotometer we are going to use the photomultiplier tube as an detector. It is also called as PMT. So in photomultiplier tubes, whatever the radiations coming from the sample, it will strikes to the photocathode. When it will strike to the photocathode, the electrons from the surface of the photocathode, the electrons are escaping. That electrons are reached towards the diodes. And from first diode to it will pass to the second diode, then third diode. So when it will passes from first to second, second to third, and third to fourth, that number of electrons get multiplied. So whatever the signal of that coming radiations get amplified. So in photomultiplier tube, the signal get amplified. So there is no need to use the amplifier here. So photomultiplier tube itself acts as a detector and amplifier. When it will amplify the signal, that signal gives towards or passes towards the readout device and it will show some reading. So generally in spectrophotometer, PMT is used as a detector. The next component is amplification and readout devices. Radiation detector generate electronic signals which are proportional to the transmitted light. These signals needs to be translated into a form easy to interpret. This is accomplished by using amplifier, ammeters, potentiometers and potentiometric recorders. So ammeters, potentiometers and potentiometric recorders are also used. So in this video we studied about the detailed instrumentation of spectrophotometer. In the next video, we are going to discuss about the applications, advantages and disadvantages of spectrophotometry. Thank you for watching this video.